when we started, this was a pretty straightforward project. We were going to renovate it, sell it. We were actually about ready to go sell it, but once we started breaking into the walls and everything, we ended up finding a couple issues. Today I'm going to go over this deal we bought in Bethlehem. To be completely honest, this deal completely blew up on us. We weren't expecting what we ran into, and I'm going to share why that's important to you as a seller and just give you a little bit more information on how we work as a company. If you're new to the channel, welcome. My name is John Cummings. I'm with Dad Life Property Solutions. Me, my wife, my 4 kids, we go all throughout the Lehigh Valley and we buy homes, we fix and flip them, we rent them out. But ultimately, we're here to help you, the homeowner, to help you go through make some decisions, right, about buying, selling homes. We just want to solve your problems at the end of the day. Hopefully we can. Sometimes it involves us buying your home, sometimes it doesn't. Either way, feel free to reach out to us. All of our information is in the description below with any questions you have. Today, I want to go over again this property here that we bought in Bethlehem. So one is we ended up finding a structural issue right here below this window. It's tough to tell here, but it actually sunk in, and we may have had a sinkhole here at one point. Not something that we saw in the initial inspection. Honestly, I don't know that it happened during the initial inspection or after the fact. And one of the reasons that we didn't know or didn't see it is potentially because of problem number 2 that we have. And this is the likely cause of why we had the structural issue. Is we have a sewer lateral line here that is broken, and we had to get somebody out. It's actually broken inside from the house all the way out to here. So we're gonna have to replace this entire sewer lateral line, which may have caused a shifting in the ground, which ultimately affected the foundation of this home. These are 2 big problems that we didn't anticipate at the beginning. So why is this important to you as a seller or a homeowner? Well, when you talk to somebody like us who's offering you a cash offer, a lot of people think that, why is the offer so low? What's involved that's going to cost you so much money? And a lot of times they're shocked with how much they're giving away in equity. And I wouldn't say it's giving it away, because a lot of times we're solving these problems. This individual lived here at this home for, I think, 35 years. Older individual. Again, we work with a lot of older individuals retiring, and they've lived at their home for 30 years or more usually. The house was completely outdated. We tore down all the walls, we tore up the floor, we did the whole 9, all new lights, everything. So it came out really nice. But again, we run into this structural issue and this sewer lateral issue that we wouldn't have anticipated or have seen at the time. And that's a lot of risk. When you are thinking about selling and you're thinking about selling as is, yes, you are 100% giving up on some of that price. But I want you to think about this logically here. If you've lived in your home for a while, or even if it's new and you don't know all the ins and outs about repairing home, once you start tearing down walls, once you start ripping up floors, going in the basement, people don't even look in their basement for years. The individual here, their entire basement was full of knickknacks and things they had throughout the years, and they hadn't been down there. We actually offered to get some of the things out for her move. She ended up moving in with her daughter out of state, so ended up helping her move some of that stuff out of there. It's important to know that when you go to list your home, or when you're thinking about selling it, there are things that come up, and they're not always things that you anticipate. You know, and when we came to this property, it looked pretty straightforward. We did not think we were gonna have an issue, but once we start running into things, it adds up. And sewer lateral line by itself, permitting and getting the engineering all done and everything, it's going to cost us about $13,000. The foundation issue is to be determined still, but we're not going to let it go. We're not going to sell it as is here. We're not passing the buck. That's one thing that we want to take on, because we know what to do. We know how to handle this, and we're going to handle it. We're not going to pass this on to somebody else. We're going to take care of it, because that's what we want to do. That's how we want to run our business. We want to do the job fully and completely. Just some things to think about. If you call me up and you want an offer and I give you an offer and you think, wow, that's really low, just remember that there's a lot of risk involved with some of the things we're doing, especially when you may not have done anything to your property in 5, 10, 15 years, and it needs work. And once you start getting into the walls and the electrical and the plumbing, a lot of things can happen and go wrong. And that's really what you're paying for at the end of the day. Someone who's gonna be willing to take on that risk of finding things that you wouldn't have seen, or a professional wouldn't have seen, and fixing them the proper way. And that's what we're here for. If you're thinking about selling, if you just want to see what it looks like, if you have questions about your home, or even if you're on the market already and it's not selling, or anything in between, feel free to give us a call and we could talk through it. All our information is in the description below. But again, I wanted to go over this deal because we had some surprises that we weren't expecting to have, and ultimately it's going to cost us, right? This is a deal that's not really going to make us a whole lot of money, if any at all. We may lose money on this deal, and that's okay, because it's part of what we do and it's part of what we have to deal with. Yeah, that's part of the job. Feel free to reach out. Thanks for watching, guys.